Motivators family. How are you doing? This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. I appreciate every single one of my Motivators family. I appreciate every single one of you. So, today I wanted to come on and give a message of empowerment and strength. I'm not going to be on here for too long, maybe about 15 minutes, but I definitely wanted to come on and to give some empowerment. Today's message is all about that. The question today is, do you feel like giving up? Have you ever come to that space where you feel like giving up and throwing in the towel? Hey, Leonica, how are you doing? Welcome. Do you ever get to the space where you feel like giving up and giving in and throwing in the towel? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's from Kenya. Um, yes, make sure to put the thumbs up. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday to you and everybody in the chat. I wanted to say this message. While we go through things in our life, we feel like giving up sometimes. And I don't mean to the point where we're going to unalive ourselves. Maybe some of my motivators family even feel to that extent. But I want to talk to those who just feel so overwhelmed. Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel overstressed? Do you feel unappreciated, disrespected, and all of those things? Today I wanted to talk to you all about some things that can help with that. So, just like you all, I get to that space where I feel overwhelmed, overstressed. Just because I give motivation and because I do coaching, it doesn't mean that I'm not human. I'm human just like all of you. I go through situations and problems in my life too as well. But I wanted to give some encouragement to let you all know that you're not the only one that feels this way. I get so much encouragement from others when I say things just like this. We all need to hear sometimes that everything's going to be okay, And I don't know your situation. I don't know what you're going through. I do not know what you are dealing with personally. But one thing that I know for sure is that every single woman or man has issues, goes through certain situations, feels some type of way about some things. And I want you to know that you're not the only person. I think that's very encouraging to know that you're not the only person. You're not the only person who feels sad. You're not the only person dealing with grief. You're not the only person dealing with stress. You're not the only person who's a single parent. You're not the only person in the world that's lonely. You're not the only person dealing with a financial situation. You are not the only one dealing with issues with relatives, quote unquote, family. You're not the only one dealing with issues related to people that you live around or a home or even health issues. There's so much. There's a full gamut of things that can be going on in our life that can make us feel so very discouraged. But I wanted to give some empowerment to let you know you're not the only one. And I want you to repeat that to yourself. I'm not the only one going through this situation. I'm not the only one dealing with my problem. And why is that encouraging? Why is that empowering? Because there is strength in numbers. There is strength in group. There is strength in support, and knowing that another person is also struggling, also has been there, done that. Another person is grieving. Another person is sad. Other people feel lonely. Other people have health issues. Other people are struggling financially. And that is empowering because you're not the only person. Now, how can that help us? Just having that information alone, when we go through things, I know that many, like myself, when we go through these situations, or you're dealing with something, you tend to go only be in your own world, only looking at yourself and feeling I'm not the only one and nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, I don't matter. And that is opposite from the truth. You are valuable, you are important, you are loved, but it's not from the people that you may know. See, there's people all around the world that are thinking of you, that are praying for you, that are showing you love and support. So there's people, somebody right now that is praying for you. There's somebody right now that is praying for me. And that always encourages me, for me to know that even if the people around me don't support me, don't care for me, don't respect me, I know that there is somebody in this world that sees me and cares for me. And I like to remember that when I'm going through things and feeling like the people in my immediate circle or people around me are unkind or rude, disrespectful. I need to keep that in the forefront of my mind to keep me going, because so often I feel like giving up. I feel like giving in. I feel like what does it matter? Nobody cares for me anyways, and it's not true. So I want whoever needs to hear this message, I want you to say to yourself that I matter, because you do. Say to yourself, I matter, okay? Hi, Hassan. How are you doing? Welcome. I hope you're doing amazing. I want you to say to yourself, I matter. I want you to say to yourself, I am valuable. I am worthy. I am capable. I can do all things. Yes, you can. See, it starts with that belief, but we all need reminders. Okay? We all do. You need a reminder, and I need a reminder. But when we're not getting those reminders from the people that are around us, it can kind of get discouraging. It can make you feel low. It can make you feel like, well, if you don't tell me you care about me and you know me, that must mean that I am not valuable. And that's quite the lie. It's one of the biggest lies that, so much people, they feed their minds on. They only feed their minds on what they can see, what is in front of them, when there's so much ahead for you in the future. But you have to get over that hurdle first in your mind and empower yourself. You have to empower yourself. And I know recently with the situation and having a passing in my family, I had to remind myself that I'm not the only one dealing with grief. I'm not the only one dealing with sadness. I'm not the only one that has issues and problems. I know other people. So then I continue on so that I can be a testimony of resiliency and empowerment and strength and faith and all of those things, a conglomerate of all of it. So I wanted to say that to you also. Anybody who is having pain in their body today, anybody who is dealing with a stressful problem, and if there's anybody who feels that they are not important, I want to speak to you right now. And I want to tell you that you are important. But you are the one that has to believe in yourself. You are the one that has to speak over your life. Okay, speak over your life. And that's one of the things that I had to learn in empowering myself and empowering my life. Even if the people around me do not say it out loud or do not make me feel that I am important, don't make me feel like I'm supported, I had to start doing things to show that I support me. And that's a learning process, and learning to love our own self and being our own friend. Hey, Real Odds and Evens, how are you doing? And it's a process. It's a big process, actually, in learning to be your own friend. Now, I know that there is somebody out there that's going to say, how can you be your own friend? I'll tell you, I had to learn that part. Yes, you can be your own best friend, so often we will be waiting for validation within the romantic relationship, validation from friends or family, validation for money, what you do for work, or only when you can do things, but say your body slows down, or you have a breakup of a romantic relationship or a friendship, or you lose your job and you can't do what you used to do. Does that make you less importance? Does that make your worth any less? No, it doesn't. Okay. Hey, Miss Carol, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Appreciate you being here. No, it doesn't. It does not make you less important, because your importance is not in things. Your importance is not in your health. Your importance is in who you are. It's in your personality. It's you showing up every day and just being yourself. I had to learn a very important lesson, that the ones that matter will show up and the ones that don't won't. So stop pouring your energy into the ones that don't. And I know that that's something easier said than done, right? It's easy to say out of your mouth, oh, don't worry about it, but it hurts, right? And I'm not discounting that. I'm not discounting that people say mean things or say rude things or don't support you in your times of need. Yes, that does hurt, but at the same time, you have to know that you possess the empowerment, you possess the strength to continue on, but you have to say it to yourself. You have to validate you. You have to be the one to love yourself, okay? So I'm just going to share 2 tips, okay, for empowering yourself. And here is the first one: to be empowered to continue on when you feel like giving up. Surround yourself with supportive people. And I'm already taking off that family, or relatives, I should say. Don't count on that. Don't depend on it. And that is the problem for many. They are expecting for relatives to show up to support. But what if they're toxic, mentally ill, okay? Controlling, a user, a narcissist, any and all of the above, have mental illness? Then what are you going to do? We cannot change people. We cannot make people love us. We cannot make people show up and treat us the right way. It is what it is, and we have to let people be themselves, okay? But don't think because they don't love you or don't support you or are not kind to you, it doesn't mean that you aren't loved. See, love starts with you. Okay, there's the lesson in feeling encouraged and empowered, that outside of everybody else, you possess love for yourself. You possess friendship. You possess, a beautiful mind. You're intelligent and you're capable, okay? We feel a lot of times that we need people in our life to be okay, and we don't. It's nice. It's an extra. It's an addition. We love that. But hey, James, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of the Motivators family. I'm just going to be on for like 2 or 3 more minutes, and we're going to get off of here short and sweet today. So the second point that I want to bring out, after making sure you have a supportive circle and supportive people in your life, you got to do some things to pour back into yourself. So, some people, it's self-care, but I call it your well-being. You have to do so many things to be well, You do. You have to do so many things. You have to take time for your mental health. You have to take time for your peace of mind, having your solo time, making sure you're getting your rest, eating a nutritious diet, drinking your water, checking on your health, getting your exercise. Of course, I'm always going to recommend according to what your doctor or physician recommends. Don't go outside of what is recommended for you, but try your best to be healthy and to take care of yourself. And you got to shut out the outside noise. That is what used to really get to me. We put so much weight and power into what other people think. What do they think about me? And what do they accept it? Will they like it? You have to stop seeking outside validation and validate yourself. Yeah, that is the message for today. Validate yourself, love yourself regardless of what another person is doing or saying, okay? And thank you so much, James. I appreciate that. So outside of all of that, I wanted to tell each and every one of you that you're worthy. You are worthy, you are capable, and you are enough. You're enough. Even if you don't have the money, even if you have a health problem, even if a person does not support you or like you or is treating you a certain way, or maybe you don't have the money or whatever the situation that's happening in your life, just because you don't have certain things or people in your life, you have to support and love you. Love yourself where you are. It's those growing pains that empower you. I like to look back on the times where I was really struggling and going through things, and I remind myself, remember how you got through that point, and you'll get through this. So I want to say that to my motivators family as well. You got through other struggles in the past, and whatever it is that you're struggling with today, you will get through this, okay? I know it's not easy. I know it's a struggle. I know there's many days that we may feel sad, you may feel down, you may feel lonely, you may feel frustrated, stressed out, okay? And the most thing that people will say is, keep going, No, I'm not saying to keep going. If you feel tired, overwhelmed, and stressed, this is what you're supposed to do. Rest, but don't give up, okay? So I don't mean if you feel overwhelmed and stressed and you're at a breaking point and I'm saying to keep going. No, you need to stop, take a break, rest, and reset so that you can be okay. Mental health is real. Mental health is so very important, okay? Okay, Leonica, thank you. Your mental health is important. Remember, you get one you. So you have to take care of the woman or the man that you are, okay? Don't wait for other people to support you. Don't wait for other people to love you. See, nobody is going to love you like you love yourself. Do you hear me? When I say that was definitely a life lesson. I had to learn that for myself, that nobody was going to love me like I love me. Nobody is going to show up for me like I show up for me. Nobody is going to have the care and the concern. Nobody is going to tell me when it's time to stop. You know when you need to stop. You know when you need a rest. You know when you need to take care of yourself better. You know when you need to be working on your finances and your health. So do the things necessary so you can be your best self. Do you hear me? Be your best self, okay? That's the message today. I told y'all, short and sweet. We're only going to be on here for about, 10 minutes or so. Well, it is almost 20. But I feel like the message was valid. I got a walk and talk on my other walk and watch on my relaxation sounds channel, Just Relax Now. If you guys want to come over, it's only going to be about 7 minutes. Come on over and get some relaxation on, take in the Florida view. Hope to see you over there. I'm Marlene Motivates. I'm your life coach for motivation, support, and encouragement. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on your notification bell. And if you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment below. I appreciate you all. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the channel members. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay? I'll see you guys over at Just Relax.